What if I told you the United States could pull out of Ukraine tomorrow? That's right. Donald Trump just issued a ceasefire ultimatum, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Is this the moment when America abandons its $350 billion investment in Ukraine? Will Ukraine be forced to negotiate with Russia on Putin's terms? Or is this all just a brilliant political chess move to reset U.S. foreign policy? Buckle up, because the next few minutes will change how you see this war forever. Trump's Ukraine strategy, a ceasefire or surrender? Donald Trump has never hidden his stance on Ukraine. If I were president, this war would be over in 24 hours. But how? Insiders reveal that Trump's ceasefire plan is brutally simple. Force Ukraine to the negotiating table, even if that means giving up land. Cut off all military aid, unless Kyiv agrees to a deal. Push Europe to take the lead, making NATO handle Ukraine's future. For some, this is a wake-up call. America cannot fund endless wars. For others, this is nothing short of a betrayal, handing Putin exactly what he wants. The question is, does this strategy actually serve America's interests? Or is it just handing Russia a victory on a silver platter? Let's break it down. $350 billion and counting. How much more should the U.S. pay? Since 2022, the United States has sent over $350 billion in military, economic, and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. $113 billion in direct military aid, $75 billion in economic assistance, $162 billion in security and intelligence support. That's more than the entire annual budget of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. And despite all this spending, Ukraine is not winning. Frontline reports confirm Ukrainian troops are running low on ammunition. Weapon shipments are delayed. Russia is ramping up attacks. So Americans are starting to ask, how much more money are we going to send? Senator J.D. Vance and other conservative lawmakers claim Ukraine is a losing war. Sending more money is just burning cash in a conflict we cannot win. But the Biden administration warns, if the U.S. pulls out, Ukraine will collapse. So, who's right? Should America double down on aid, or is it time to cut our losses? Is the U.S. actually preparing to pull out? Let's face reality. The Biden administration has promised to support Ukraine for as long as it takes. But guess what? Trump is leading in 2024 election polls. And if he wins, Ukraine's funding will disappear overnight. Even now, Republican lawmakers are questioning future aid packages. December 2023, Congress blocks Biden's $61 billion Ukraine aid request. January 2024. Trump allies demand a complete stop to military support. February 2024. Reports emerge that U.S. intelligence is preparing contingency plans for a full-scale withdrawal. Ukraine could start losing U.S. support even before the election. And if that happens, can NATO step up? Will Europe fill the gap? Or will Ukraine be left completely alone? The answers aren't looking good. The Putin factor, how Russia is playing the long game. Let's be blunt. If Trump's ceasefire ultimatum happens, Russia keeps all the territory it has seized. That means Crimea, Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson. And that means one thing: Putin wins. And guess what? He's been preparing for this for years. Russia's military spending hit $109 billion in 2023. Putin just signed new security deals with China. BRICS nations are now actively working to bypass U.S. sanctions. Moscow is tightening its alliance with China, creating a new power bloc that could challenge American dominance. And if America pulls out of Ukraine, what stops Putin from invading other countries next? Will Moldova be next? Poland? The Baltic states? And here's the real nightmare scenario. If Ukraine falls, China will take this as a green light to invade Taiwan, meaning the US won't just be dealing with one war, it'll be dealing with two. The real question, what's best for America? The US is standing at a critical crossroads in the Ukraine war. Trump's ultimatum could end the conflict, or it could trigger an even bigger global crisis. So what's the right move? Should the US continue funding Ukraine at any cost? Or is it time to focus on America's own problems? Debt, inflation, border security. Could a ceasefire actually create more instability? The decision being made right now will change history forever. Now, what do you think? Should America stay in Ukraine or pull out now? Is Trump right about a ceasefire ultimatum? Will this give Putin exactly what he wants? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to Econ Atlas, and turn on notifications. Because the world is changing fast, and you need to stay ahead of the game.